An armed robbery call almost turned deadly for two New York City police officers yesterday, leading to an exchange of gunfire that ended with officers hospitalized. And now we have a manhunt going on around the U.S.'s most populous city. The wounded officers' names have not been released. Their families were to be notified first. They were in St. Barnabas Hospital on earlier this morning. One of them, who's 30 years old, underwent surgery, and one report saying that he's in critical condition. Another report saying that he is not, that he's actually doing better than that. The other officer, aged 38, in stable condition with gunshot wounds to the chest and arm. New York City Mayor Bill de Blasio, who has been embroiled in really kind of I don't even know what to call it, kind of a growing disagreement with many New York City police officers after the shooting deaths of two officers in Brooklyn a few weeks ago, said, quote, "This is another indicator of the dangers our officers face in the line of duty. Thank God these officers will recover." Authorities have released a picture of one of the individuals they're looking for. They located a white Camaro that two suspects had carjacked a block from where the shooting took place in the Bronx. Nobody was inside. A $12,000 reward is being offered for the bearded man pictured in some surveillance footage here. And what's happening here in New York City, Lewis, that's kind of interesting and sad, is that this is somehow, in a way, being wrapped into the shooting deaths of the two police officers from a few weeks back, when the situations could not be more different. One situation was someone coming in from outside of the city and targeting police specifically in connection with the protests around the Eric Garner shootings and really going after police. Whereas in this case, you had an armed robbery that took place, and the suspects shot at police who responded to a crime being committed. So the situations could not be more different, but here in the city now, with tensions running so high, obviously this is only going to add fuel to the flames that exist.
No doubt. And I could see some people saying, well, perhaps these are criminals who decided to take advantage of a situation with the police that was happening right now. And perhaps they thought now was an opportune time to commit such a crime because of how the police have been acting, something along those lines. But of course, we can't say that with certitude.
Sometime after the shooting, a man checked himself into a hospital with a gunshot wound, but police are not saying that that individual is a suspect or was even necessarily connected with this shooting. So we're going to continue following that. Of course, very, very tragic any time that someone who we would, of course, presume is a police officer because they want to increase safety on the streets ends up being shot. And we have such a tense situation here in the city. We have police officers turning their backs on the mayor at the funeral of one of their comrades who was killed. We have different individuals within the police department and the police officers union making varied claims about the mayor. We will see what happens, and we will see ultimately if the individuals involved in this shooting are brought to justice.